Hey everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Mike and the Mad Pot. And first of all, I apologize for my long hiatus here. I told you that February would be a lot slower for me because, it's not football season, just ended with the Super Bowl, and baseball season not quite ramping up yet. But I did want to talk some baseball here today. But before we get into that, I just need to give a big shout out to Luke Timber and the Philadelphia Eagles fans for their big Super Bowl win. I have not addressed you guys since the big win on 2 Sundays ago against the New England Patriots. The Eagle fans winning their first Super Bowl in franchise history. So I'll tell you, the NFC East fans and all NFL fans can no longer hold it over you that you do not have a Super Bowl ring. Congratulations. And the reason I call out Luke in particular is because Luke was, the only one I was shocked with is getting the trivia question right. So just to reflect back, my question was, since 2005, the last meeting between Tom Brady and the Eagles 12 years ago, there are only two players that were active during that game that are currently still playing. One of them obviously being Tom Brady. And no one else got this, and I was shocked. The other, the kicker, Adam Vinatieri, was active during that game and is still active today in his 22nd season, I believe, for the Indianapolis Colts, one of the greatest kickers of all time. So Luke got this question right, and actually he did one even better. He pulled a Ben Janusek. So not only did he get that right, there was one other player who wasn't active during that time, but was drafted by the Patriots that year, the tight end Ben Watson, who is currently active for the Baltimore Ravens right now. Now, Luke, I can't give you credit there because he was not active during the game, but he was on the team. So there you go, beating me again on my own question. Now, I'm excited for my question this week. It'll come later in the episode, what I want to talk about in a little bit. But, Luke, congratulations, pal. And, again, to all my Eagle friends out there, what a great win that was for you. I break down the game, but that's 2 weeks out. The only thing I can only give you Eagle fans praise. I thought it was a great game. I thought Doug Peterson called a very good game, a very lucky game, a very aggressive game, but a good game nonetheless. Personally speaking, I'm the kind of football fan, I don't like to be that aggressive with the ball that Doug Peterson played in that game. Obviously, I would have, he went for it on fourth down, in that big spot with that crazy end-over-end play. He went for two really early on in the game. Going for two didn't work out for them, but that crazy, flea flicker, Nick Foles catching the pass play worked out for them. That's a play I don't particularly like. I'm a much more conservative guy, but it worked out for you. I thought Peterson coached a great game. I thought Nick Foles played a great game, had a great catch. And how about the scoring? I thought the scoring in that game was crazy. The Alshon Jeffrey touchdown. You had touchdowns all over the place. The only person who really didn't contribute to the offense was Tom Brady, dropping that brutal little drop on the end around that will be a meme forever, I think, of Tom Brady dropping the Super Bowl trophy. But what can you do? Again, Eagle fans, congratulations. Again, I don't want to break the game down. That was 2 weeks ago. I want to focus on the future here and talk more about some baseball. Right? So we're approaching March, getting out of the gross February weather, about to set the clocks forward, and we have baseball for the first time since my devastated rant about the Yankees when they lost in Game 7 to the Astros. Now, I don't want to go on for too long here, but I did want to talk about something that was kind of on my mind. Right, the last time I really spoke about baseball was when the Yankees got Giancarlo Stanton. And when they got Stanton, I told you the Yankees would have a choice in their outfield. Right, currently they have 6 outfielders for 3 spots. Right, Aaron Hicks, Clint Frazier, Brett Gardner, Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Jacoby Ellsbury, the 6 outfielders. The backup 3 outfielders, those guys, could be starting outfielders elsewhere. It's really incredible that they have the talent that they do. But what I told you is that Aaron Boone is going to come in here and have a lot of choices to make about what this configuration is going to be. Right? Obviously, you got to have Judge and Stanton starting always. You have the almost AL MVP and you have the reigning National League MVP. Those guys should be playing every day. But the question is, what do you do with the rest of the outfield? You have 4 guys for 2 positions. And I think conventional wisdom is going to tell you that Aaron Hicks is going to play center field and Brett Gardner is going to play left field. I think that's what's going to happen. I think on home games, Stanton or Judge is going to play right field, and then Stanton or Judge is going to DH. And I think when they're away, I think they're going to either put Judge or Stanton in left field and then Stanton or Judge in right field, depending on the situation. Obviously, the advantage of playing away is the left field at Yankee Stadium is very, very tough to play. Very, very big out there to 399 to Death Valley. So I don't think you'll see Judge or Stanton playing left field. My problem is with the configuration I just gave you. I gave you that Brett Gardner and Aaron Hicks will be the outfielders. I would love to see Clint Frazier playing a lot more than he's projected to play this year. I think Clint Frazier's a guy, again, they got him in that Andrew Miller trade. The guy is an absolute beast. I mean, you watch this guy take BP. He's got one of the quickest bats. I mean, Brian Cashman even said it himself. He's got legendary bat speed. To me, he's a guy that's got to play every day. I truly believe that. I think he should be the starting left fielder. I know it sucks that Brett Gardner. I mean, I love Brett. I hated Brett Gardner. I love Brett Gardner, and now I'm back not hating him. But I don't think you can start Brett Gardner when you have a guy like Clint Frazier on your bench. I don't think Frazier can go back down to AAA. I think he needs to play every day. You put him in left field. You let that guy adjust to being an everyday major leaguers and be an all-star. You have to. And I think the Yankees really missed the boat here by not trading either Ellsbury or Gardner. If you reflect back to the podcast I gave you a couple weeks back with Anthony and myself, we told you about how it was vital that they got rid of Ellsbury or Gardner. Cashman failed at that. He was not able to ship one of those two guys off. And I think it's going to cause some problems. I mean, it's going to be some interesting decisions by first-year coach Aaron Boone. Personally, I would put Clint Frazier in left field, and then you're either going to platoon Hicks and Gardner in center, or it's just going to be Hicks. I don't think you can leave Frazier on the bench, and I think it opens the door for someone being traded, and I think that's going to be Gardner. Now, I'm surprised it didn't happen already, but you know the spring is nigh. It's not nigh. It's early. It's early on in the spring, so we'll see what they decide to do. The other thing I find really shocking is that it is the plethora of free agents that are still out there. I mean, you have guys like Jake Arrieta unsigned, Mike Moustakas unsigned, even Matt Holliday unsigned. A lot of these guys are still out there, and I still would love to see Mike Moustakas on the Yanks. You know, their third base situation is not yet set in stone. They just obtained, what's his name? Let me get it real quick. Brendan Drury from the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's another infield Diamondback prospect the Yankees scooped up. Now, I think he's a solid player. I think he gives them options because I don't think they should hand the position over to Miguel Andujar. I think eventually Andujar is going to play there, but I think you got to get a guy like Moustakas. Again, I said it before in this lineup as a lefty. I think he adds so much value there. Right, so again, this is just a little snippet of what's to come for Yankees. I mean, there's a lot of baseball still to be played, a lot of decisions to be had. I'm very curious to see as the spring gets underway here, the decision that Aaron Boone is going to make as first-year manager. Again, how they're going to handle that outfield situation is number one. Now, there's some decisions to be made in the bullpen. There's some decisions to be made with the starting rotation. I'm curious if they're going to keep a sixth guy on the bench, if Justice Sheffield's going to make the opening day roster as a more of a long relief guy, if there's an injury or something like that. I'm very interested to see. But my number one point of interest is going to be how Boone handles the outfield. So you heard it here. I want Clint Frazier playing every day in left field. Let's do Hicks or Gardner in center, and then Judge or Stanton in right. So that's my big take right there. Now to finish the episode off, I have one heck of a trivia question for you guys. This one really took some research on my part, and hopefully I don't screw it up for you. Someone discovers something, right? So the Yankees kind of made a big splash in free agency in another period or another position, right? So the Yankees went ahead and traded for the MVP candidate Russell Wilson, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, is a second base prospect for the New York Yankees they got from the Texas Rangers. Now, this is not the first time the Yankees have had a former quarterback or current quarterback on their team. There's actually a quarterback who played for them, a couple years back. Who is this guy? That's my question to you guys. So who was the last quarterback before Russell Wilson to play for the New York Yankees? And when I say quarterback, I mean a quarterback who has played in the NFL and has started an NFL game. So if you guys can answer me that, I'll give you a shout out. Once again, Luke, great job, pal, on getting the Adam Vinatieri question right. I'm a little disappointed in my audience. No one else got that right, to be honest with you. But nice job, Luke. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, obviously a more kind of rushed episode, but as we get underway here, I'll have much more things to talk about. But again, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.